Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Thomas Jefferson said, "If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done." Benjamin Franklin said, "Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning." Basically, get off your duff, get to working, you've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got to do what it takes to get them. Like, subscribe, comment, show what your opinion is. Let me know if you like what you've seen. And I thank you for your support.
Hey folks, if you want to help me out via my Patreon or if you want to contact me via my social media, it's all in the link tree down below. What I want to talk about today is something simple. We have folks that are up in the mountains, and I'm still seeing videos where FEMA's probably not blocking the roads as much now as they were early on, but they're still not making an impact. And they're talking about, oh, we had to arrest this guy because, well, he threatened us. I doubt that's like that big of a deal. You've had one person that was involved with that, and that was taken care of. But what I am seeing is that everybody but FEMA is helping these areas out. Now, I'm seeing plenty of help down in Florida. Florida's used to it. Western Carolina, northeastern Tennessee, not seeing that as much. Now, not everything's wiped out, and everything can be fixed, but we've got to discuss whether FEMA is worth what they're doing. What they are doing is they first went in there and they started blocking roads. They tried to take over already successful setups. So, is it worth the destruction of your reputation? Because as social media is becoming more prevalent, and I'm not talking about the more extreme videos, I'm talking about the situations where FEMA is going in there and literally stopping help going in there. Do they have that right? And that's what we're going to discuss today. Now look, I have mixed opinions on FEMA, nor do I believe that there are really armed militias up in the mountains. There's extreme content on both sides. But it is not without question. There are no questions, unless you believe the lies of mainstream media, that FEMA sets up roadblocks and is trying to take over whenever groups that have already come in, already helping people, already went where FEMA has not gone to. When FEMA comes into the area, they're trying to take over all the operations. Well, that's not where you're needed help. You're not needed there. You're needed elsewhere. And that's where we need, as a tax-paying country, we need to question that. Does FEMA need to get their ground game going better? It's already been shown. Corey Mills and Glenn Beck went up there with video camera. Of course they have a video camera. Got a member of Congress who wants to be known for something more than just where he's at right now. And, well, it's Glenn Beck. And they showed how effective FEMA was in areas, how unprepared FEMA was in western North Carolina and in northeastern Tennessee. So, who do you think should fix that? My personal opinion, the buck stops at the president's desk. Florida is already prepared. Everybody knows that. Tennessee and North Carolina weren't. So, we have a multi-tiered problem. One, you have both FEMA and you have in Tennessee, state level, taking over supplies. Is that right? Is that right? Seriously. Do you continuously allow government agencies to try to take credit for the work of others? They want, FEMA that is, wants people that are helping in areas to get onto approved list. Well, I'm sorry, local churches don't need to be on an approved list, nor do they need to have their supplies taken. You heard, if you watched the videos, if you haven't, you should go looking for them. People up there delivering supplies have said they've had to they've had to find other ways into affected areas because FEMA was blocking the roads. So this wasn't just FEMA taking over, they were keeping this from happening. But, well, you've got a bunch of rednecks up there and they find ways around everything. That's not the government's job to block help. For days, going up to past a week, there are people in Asheville, North Carolina. Here's a fairly large city in western North Carolina. Very popular spot. It's where Biltmore State is. They hadn't even seen anybody from FEMA. Now you've got lies coming out. FEMA's claiming, oh, armed militias. Are there armed people up in the mountains? Yes. Are they blocking people that are honestly trying to help? No. I can guarantee you that they are not trying to block FEMA if FEMA is honestly trying to block or is actually trying to work. If FEMA's bringing help, ain't nobody in East Tennessee or West Carolina, Western North Carolina, trying to block them from doing anything. I can guarantee you that. There's that one person that did something stupid. Well, you've also got folks up in the mountains that little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, is it right for the government to stop help from going into areas affected by storms or whatever? Is it right? Another question. Is it right for the government to take over supplies, insinuating that people are trying to steal stuff? Is that right? Do we need to allow them to do that? Seriously. That's two questions that we need to answer. Now, I'm glad that they were able to take over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium in Florida. That's what FEMA was able to do down in after Milton. People in Hurricane Helene's hit areas in western North Carolina and northeastern Tennessee aren't having that issue. They don't have one centralized area in a gigantic space that you can do that. You can't take over App State Stadium. You can't take over Neyland Stadium. You can't take over whatever's in Asheville. But what you can do is go to the churches. Now, we ain't got that many mega churches up there in the mountains. I've seen some decent sized churches. We ain't got no massive churches like, say, they've got in Houston, Texas for that Joel Osteen. But the churches, if you're willing to help, the churches will set up everything. You would be surprised at how effective the Southern Baptist Association in each county is. And guess what? You go to the Southern Baptist Association in a county, and they know how to talk down anybody who's a little upset with the federal government because, well, we're always upset with the federal government up in the mountains because federal government don't do nothing for us. And I asked some questions in this video, and I want y'all to honestly think about them. I was watching a video where folks were talking about something down in the Keys, where hurricane hit down in the Keys. Ooh, whoop-de-doo, hurricane hitting the Keys. They blocked the one interstate going in there, and the people had to get on boats and take the supplies in via boats instead of taking them in via the roads. And there was no help in the Keys. FEMA was blocking the road for people to go in there to help. Why? And that's Florida. But then again, though, it's a part of Florida where you've not got as many cameras. Why is it that this is happening? And how do we get this fixed? Seriously, this needs to be fixed. I can think of answers. I'm sure you can think of answers. My question to you is, are you going to allow it to be fixed? Are you going to help voice your opinion to your member of Congress that this needs to be changed? This is what you need to do and I need to do to help people not have this problem, because this is starting to happen. I never heard about this happening before. This is something new. This is the new equity-based FEMA. If you've seen the videos, they somehow got hold of a training seminar from FEMA, and FEMA is now more interested, instead of helping the most amount of people, they're now more interested in helping somebody who is LGBTQ ABCDEFG than they are helping everybody. Seriously. That was what was in the video. And if you haven't seen it, tell me and I'll try to find that video for you. I'll try to provide a link to where one of those videos are. So we have more emergencies coming. Not all of them are going to be in Florida. Not all of them are going to be in Texas. Some of them are going to be in places where they haven't seen an emergency like this before. It always happens that this happens. Just look at everything. There'd never been a hurricane touchdown in the middle of a town in Alabama, and then it happened a few years back. This happens all the time. There's always going to be some weather event or whatever. So we need to stop FEMA from doing whatever their new process is, because, well, it's going to start angering a lot more people. This has been Paul, Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.